Let's transition. Let's talk about the LA Rams. As the LA Rams, they lost on Monday Night Football 31-10 to the San Francisco 49ers. And in that game, Jimmy Garoppolo, for the 49ers, he went 15 of 19, 182 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Matthew Stafford, he struggled. He went 26 of 41, threw for 243 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And so the question here is, should Ram fans remain patient or should they panic? I believe Rams fans should panic. And let me explain why. I know right now the LA Rams are currently second in the NFC West at 7-3 on the season. I know right now that the LA Rams have an elite offense led by Matthew Stafford, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. They also are led by Cooper Kupp, who's one of the best receivers in the NFL. And you just signed Odell Beckham in free agency, who is also an electrifying receiver when he's playing at his best. And they have one of the best young coaches in the NFL in Sean McVay, who is a great play caller for this LA Rams team. And then defensively, you got Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald, 2 of the best defensive players in the NFL. You still got Von Miller, who is a proven playmaker as a pass rusher in the NFL as well. But when you look at how this LA Rams team is losing games, they are getting straight up punked at the line of scrimmage. Like in the Monday night matchup against the 49ers, they had 156 rushing yards on the night, which means they were running the football and pretty much saying, hey, we're going to run the football right at you, Rams, and there is nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. And when a team knows that they can just run the football and have their way with you in the trenches at the line of scrimmage, that is something that can't be fixed. That's not something that Sean McVay can fix, being able to draw up a scheme. That's not something that, talent can fix. That's just a matter of will, not skill. And when opposing teams feel like they can run the football on your team, that's when you're going to lose games. And we saw that the last 2 weeks. We know they have playmakers. They got a great coach. They got great defensive players. But can you man up and stop opposing teams from running the football on you? It's like the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan, they knew exactly what they wanted to do, and they did it, and the Browns had no answers. No answers. And Deebo Samuel, he was dominant in this game. 5 receptions, 97 receiving yards. Let's go ahead and give him 100 receiving yards on the night. Because it seemed like every time a play needed to be made, Deebo Samuel was making the play for the 49ers. 1 touchdown. They couldn't stop Deebo Samuel. They couldn't stop him. So this LA Rams team, they have to be able to win at the line of scrimmage. You're not going to be able to win football games playing pretty all the time. You're not. You gotta. It's gonna get tough, especially in the playoffs. Especially in the playoffs when teams like the Cowboys with the rushing attack, like Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, they're going to try to run the football against the Rams defense. And if the Rams want to win the NFC and get to the Super Bowl, they have to be able to stop the run. Because other teams, they're going to try to run the football on the Rams. They're not going to throw the ball over the yard against the Rams. They're going to try to run the football and make the Rams have to play smash mouth football. And if the Rams aren't able to man up and win the line of scrimmage battle, they're not going to be able to get back to the Super Bowl and represent the NFC in LA this year. It will not happen. Because even when you look at their road to the Super Bowl, right, they're going to have to beat the Arizona Cardinals, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers potentially, the Green Bay Packers, or the Dallas Cowboys. And they're not going to have to play all 4 of those teams, but right now they're 5th in the NFC, I believe. So you're going to start off in the NFL playoffs on the road if you're the Rams. So you're going to have to win 3 playoff road games potentially to have to get to the Super Bowl in LA. And I think that's a tall order for LA Rams team. Having to possibly play the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas, Green Bay in the cold in Wisconsin. It's going to be tough for the LA Rams. It's going to be tough for them. It really, really is. So they got to get it together and be able to stop the run. Like, you look at players on their team, like Aaron Donald, like Leonard Floyd, you got Troy Reader, the linebacker. I mean, they got players who can make plays, up front. Their front 7 has to get better. Marquise Copeland. These players have to make plays for the Rams to be able to stop teams from running the football against them. They have to be able to do it. And so if they don't do that, that's something that could hurt their chances at being able to win another Super Bowl and get back to the Super Bowl. That's something that can really hurt their chances. So we're going to see what the Rams are made of. They got a bye this week, but in week 12, they got to come to Lambeau Field and take on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. It's going to be a big-time matchup in the NFC next week. I can't wait to break that down on next week's show.